Are you looking for a quick fix kimchi jjigae recipe that tastes as good as the Korean restaurant? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make this simple kimchi jjigae that is made in 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes. And you could use pork, you could use beef, and my vegan friends, you could use plant-based meat as well. Now, the broth for our kimchi jjigae is gonna be so delicious because I'm gonna share all my tips and tricks to make it extra so good for you. Gulping in your mouth, delicious kimchi jjigae. I just gulped in my mouth now. 오늘의 레시피, 아주 맛있고 간단한 돼지고기 김치찌개 10분 안에 만들기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영어로 함께 하겠습니다. Bon appetit, everyone. That was my kimchi jjigae dance, everyone. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. The ingredient list is also listed in the description box below. For our kimchi jjigae today, we need about 2 cups of extra fermented kimchi that is delicious. And we need a 1/4 cup of kimchi liquid or kimchi juice. Now, when it comes to kimchi for your kimchi jjigae, you must use extra fermented kimchi so that, you know, when you taste it, it should be kind of sour so that it doesn't taste good as is. 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1/2 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of finely ground red pepper flakes, 고운 고춧가루. This is to make our jjigae spicy and also extra bright red. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. And to flavor our kimchi stew broth, we're gonna need 1 teaspoon of fish sauce, 멸치 액젓. But if you don't have this, I'm going to give you alternatives in a little bit. And we also need 1/2 teaspoon of doenjang. This is fermented soybean paste. If you don't have it, don't worry about it either. And 1/2 tablespoon of 소고기다시. This is Korean beef bouillon powder. You could also use 멸치 다시, which is anchovy bouillon powder. Alternatively, you could also use yeondu, which is plant-based flavor enhancer for your broths and soups. We need 1/2 of a medium-sized onion. This is a must item. And then we're just gonna slice them thick. We need 1 full scallion and 1/2 scallion, just the white part only. You could also use teppa, which is the big green onion, just the white part only again. The white part only, we're gonna cut the ends off. We're gonna mince them fine and add this when we saute our pork or meat. And the whole scallion, we're gonna slice them diagonally and use it to garnish when we're done cooking our kimchi jjigae. We also need extra firm or firm tofu. We're gonna be using 1/2 block, so it comes out to be about 8 ounces of firm tofu. Open it like so. And then you want to cut it down the middle. The other half that we're not going to use, I want you to place it in a bowl with cold water, put a lid on it, put it in the fridge, and eat it within 2-3 days. And then this half, we're just going to cut them into squares and then put it on our plate. Now, when it comes to meat for our kimchi jjigae, pork and kimchi jjigae, they are a marriage made in heaven. The fattier the pork is, the better the kimchi jjigae will taste. And here I have about a little over 300 grams. You could use beef, you can use chicken if you like, which is kind of rare, but you can use it. And you could also use even seafood. Pick your protein of choice. And for my vegan friends, make sure to use plant-based meat. Now, when it comes to cutting your meat, you want to cut them as thin as possible. And typically, kimchi jjigae is made using your toughest cut of pork or meat. Go against the grain of your meat and cut it as thin as you can go. Now, you could add less meat if you like, or you don't have to add meat either. Now, we're going to season our pork with a big pinch of salt and a big pinch of garlic powder, some black pepper, and then I just want you to mix it all with your hands. Now, once you are done mixing everything up, you could use this right away or let it sit on the kitchen counter for 30 minutes. And if you want to make this taste even better, do it the day before and store it in the fridge for overnight. Set your heat to high I'm using tukbaegi Korean earthenware clay pot, or you can use a medium pot that is heavy bottom. Let this preheat for about a good minute or two on high heat. Once your pot is preheated, we're gonna add our pork. So it should make that sizzling sound when your meat touches the pot. If it doesn't, you need to preheat more. So we're gonna saute this on high heat for about a good 2 to 3 minutes until the fat renders. So I want you to leave the meat alone. Don't touch it, don't flip it, and your heat remains at high. So it has been good 2 minutes, and let's check. Oh yeah, this looks good. So we don't want to fully cook our pork right now. We just want to create a nice golden color. Then I want you to see all this little liquid. That's the fat that's been rendering from our pork. That's exactly what we want. So I want you to mix this up. So with your heat remaining high, we're going to quickly add our onions and just mix this up. So the onions are going to flavor our pork fat. Like so. After you mix that up for like good 30 seconds, then we're gonna add our onions. And the white onions is a must for kimchi jjigae because as it cooks, it's gonna naturally sweeten our kimchi jjigae. It just makes everything taste better. So just gonna saute this for about a good minute. A minute later, your onions will start looking kind of translucent, and this is perfect. And notice this brown mark on the side of the wall. That's gonna flavor our kimchi jjigae, so do not worry about it. And then quickly, we're gonna add our kimchi, shin-kimchi, and our kimchi juice, kimchi liquid, and our garlic, and our sugar, brown sugar. And then I want you to lower your heat to medium now. And then I want you to mix everything up. And then once you mix everything up, I want you to put your lid on it and let it simmer on medium heat for about good 2 minutes. Let's take a look. Ooh, now it's starting to look delicious. Okay, so quickly, we're gonna add half a teaspoon of 된장. Again, if you don't have this, it's not a big deal. 여러분, 된장 넣으면 돼지고기의 냄새도 잡아주고 맛도 맛있습니다. And then our fish sauce, and then our gochugaru. So you might not want to add this because your kimchi might be super spicy enough for you, but I'm going to add it just to make the color a little bit brighter in red and also to give it a little extra kick. And then we're going to add 3 cups of hot water. So when you're cooking, it's always important to build on the temperature of whatever you're cooking instead of putting cold water into your pot of ingredients that already has a nice temperature. Gently move this around so our ingredients mix a little bit. Oh, it's starting to smell really good. So after you mix everything around, turn the heat back up to high. And we're just gonna let this bubble over and cook for 3 minutes without the lid on. Don't you love that sound, the bubbling sound of happiness? Ah! If you want to take your kimchi jjigae to another level of deliciousness, you can use 사골육수, which is beef bone marrow broth. You could use that, and you could buy this at the Korean supermarket. It's concentrated, so you need to dilute it with water, so follow the instructions, and you could use that instead. Another broth that you could use is 소고기육수, which is beef broth, and it just makes it 100 times better. And you could also use these tea bags that come with dried anchovies, sea kelp, and shrimp and other things in there. And you could dip that in here with the water and cook it and pull that out. And that will also make the broth better. If you want to take it restaurant good all the way, follow those instructions. And of course, you know, a little pinch of MSG will also do the trick too. If you are a fan of pork, make sure to check out my extra special kimchi jjigae that includes a full slab of pork belly. Yep, this is a hearty kimchi jjigae that you do not want to miss out on. The video will be linked in the description box below. All right, it's been 3 minutes. All right, so now it's for our final seasoning. So I'm gonna add half a tablespoon of 소고기 다시다. This is kind of on the salty side, so start with little and see if you like it. Mix it all up, and like I said earlier, you could use 멸치 다시다, that's anchovy bouillon powder. You could use yandu for my vegetarian and vegan friends, which is plant-based flavor enhancer. So mix it all up. We're gonna lower our heat to medium and have a quick taste test. smells so good. Oh, wow. That's delicious. It has a kick. It's hard to explain, but it's just so comforting. Everything that you like in your stew, it's it with kimchi. I mean, it's amazing. And you could taste a little bit of the pork fat. This is gonna be extra, extra good the next day. This is almost done. So what we're gonna do is add our tofu, or tubu. And I'm gonna take the 3 and put it inside, under our broth. The tofu will absorb everything and it just gets tastier that way. And then the other 3, you know, for presentation, we're gonna just let it kind of float on top like that. And then we're gonna add our scallions as our pretty ending garnish. And that's it. Okay, so this is done. We're gonna turn off the heat and have some kimchi jjigae party at home. Don't you love the sound? Oh, that's the sound of like food happiness. I always like to start with the broth when it comes to any Korean stews and soups. The broth, it's so good. That's why kimchi jjigae is so addictive. It's spicy, but not too spicy, but you just gotta have it if you've never had it. 소주가 땡기네요, 여러분. And then you must have a shot of cold soju. Okay, you don't have to have it, of course. But when you have something spicy stews and soups, soju is such a great combination. Cheers, 건배. Very, very good. I'm happy. 참 행복합니다. Oh yeah. With our tofu, you see the fatty pork and the kimchi. Oh, so I would take a big spoonful and put it on my Korean rice. Of course, you gotta get a good piece of the fatty pork. I mean, does that look good or does that look good? Oh, wow. All right, so all you gotta do is go in and mix everything up. Here we go. This is called 김치찌개 heaven. Bon appetit, everyone. That was my kimchi찌개 dance, everyone. Instead of eating the tofu on the top, I go for the tofu that we stuffed on the bottom. And folks, the next day, this will taste better because the tofu is gonna absorb all the delicious, yummy stew liquid. And then I like to pick it up with the kimchi and have it together. Tofu and kimchi, such a great combination. So, I don't know if you could hear through the mic, our kimchi is still crunchy and so juicy and flavorful. That is because we didn't overcook our kimchi jjigae. And my other favorite way to eat is, I like to find myself a nice piece of fatty pork, have it with kimchi. I saved the best for last. Like I said, it's a marriage made in heaven together. Kimchi and pork fat. Hands down, so good. Oh, that's how we Koreans have pork with our jjigae and, you know, with soju. That's just the way we have it. If you're a fan of Korean stews and soups, make sure to go to youtube.com/modernpepper. Click on that playlist tab and select Korean soups and stews so you and I can make more Korean dishes together. See you there. I want to thank everyone for watching today. And if you enjoyed watching today's video, I want to kindly ask you to click on that thumbs up icon. Doing so supports my channel tremendously. So I want to thank you in advance. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you and I can make more Korean food together. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아요 버튼과 구독 버튼도 눌러주세요. 다음 영상에서 꼭 뵙겠습니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of the videos you see right here.